Good day, everybody.
Good day.
My name is Bahzad, and this is my wife, Risa.
Good day.
And we are broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan, to bring to you Wonder Looper, the live stream, the greatest live stream in the history of all time or history?
All time.
All time.
All time. Covers all history.
That's true. All right. Well, good day, everybody. We hope you're having a good one. It's a hot one here in Japan, and we are broadcasting live in 4K in our new office here. We've got Michael Gerardo with the caca. Correct, caca. And we've got a lot of familiar faces in the chat already. Everybody, let us know where you are tuning in from, and if you guys got the reference. If you got the reference, I was just curious to know if anyone does. David Lowe says, good evening. Good morning, guys. Good evening and good morning to everybody. And Mr. BD says, hey, hosers. I think Mr. BD knows what's up. Of course, Mr. BD is a proud Canuck, a member of the Canuck tribe, like I am. And we know how to speak Canuckian. Just being a silly Canadian right now. All right, everybody. Good to see you. Jason Scott, have a good show. Looking forward to catching up in the morning. Hit that like button. Well, thank you, Mr. Jason Scott. And Solvents, hello from Scottolando. Good to see you again. And BD, howdy BNR and gang, MIJ10, Sumi, double heavyweight T, and a DW5600R from checking in from Southern Ontario, Canada. Great combination, my friend. And BD is also super excited about the upcoming releases we talked about in the email, the newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, which I hope everybody here has, there's a lot of juicy little details that go in there. So, anyhow, yeah, you keep up with the Wonder Looper world, you're going to get all the information. Sometimes things get mentioned in the newsletter before they get mentioned on air and vice versa. Anyhow, I don't know where I say what. The other day, here's a fun little thing that happened to me this week. One of our retailers, Fancy Groceries out there in Winston-Salem, he a couple of weeks ago he emailed me because he got his they finally got their website online available to shop via the internet. And he sent me an email letting me know, because I was always telling him, hey man, you gotta get your stuff online, get the online store going. And he sent me an email about it, and then I never responded to him. At least I didn't think I responded to him. I thought I responded to him. And then so I sent him an email like a little bit late saying, hey man, so sorry for the late reply. I'll make sure to shout you out in the next live stream. And he's like, oh no, you already did shout me out in a previous live stream about the... So I get a little bit confused. I shouted him out already, but I didn't respond to the email. And then I responded to the email saying I was going to shout you out when everything just happened and vice versa. And I'm just shouting him out again just to do it. So...
Okay.
Everybody check out Fancy Groceries when you get the chance. They have some Super Loopers. I think it's like XL Blue. But if you're looking for a Super Looper, Fancy Groceries is where you want to find it. We'll check them out. Okay. Checking it back in with the chat. We've got Lucky on 3 legs checking in from Houston. And Yukon Selvage checking in from... the Yukon. That's right, you got it. Where it's a warm 15 degrees.
15 degrees Celsius?
Yep. Sounds like paradise right now. I'm just saying. It's like 35 here in Japan. It's hot. It's been 34. It's been like 34, 35 for like the last 2 weeks. Yeah, nonstop. It's been pretty hot.
15 is cold though.
Yeah, I'll take it. I will take it. We've got Enbra. Bahzad, what jacket is that? This is a military surplus store find. Just bought it at the thrift. The old, Army and Navy store. I think I bought this one in Montreal. I don't exactly remember, but I've had this one for a couple of years now. Here, let's just do the fit check. So we've got the surplus jacket. It's nice and light and like drapey, which I like, which is why I like to wear it. I've got ELS recycled cotton slub T-shirt, some old vintage Levi's jeans with a lot of patch repairing on them. With this, you might not see it, but with the selvage, and on the feet, I got some Converse Nigel Caborn here, looking nice and vintage style. And I've got for the G-Shock fans out there, I got the old carbon G-Shock here on the wrist. So that's my outfit today, looking nice and summery. And I tried to nice and like it's all light, like everything is like worn and like drapey, which is what I really like about this. The denim is very delicate.
Yeah.
I should not wear these very often, and I don't.
Well, we should maybe reinforce some of those holes. I was thinking about mine because I like the holes in the jeans in this temperature,
right?
Because it's a good vent.
It's good ventilation.
But if I leave it, it's gonna be way too late. And it's too much hole.
Well, let's do the recent fit check today.
Yeah. I saw what he was wearing, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna match him.
Check.
So I'm wearing the Ultimate Pima Tsuriami t-shirt. I'm wearing this. This is like made in Japan Levi's like selvage, like vintage inspired made in Japan line, and I think I got it from you. Doesn't fit.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little big, but it fits, and it's great. Yeah, bunch of big holes. I gotta fix that. On the feet, I also have the Converse made in Japan, like navy suede kind of thing. Got it on sale actually.
Yeah,
good deal.
Good find.
Yeah.
And so white tee, faded blue jeans. Great combo style here.
I'm wearing out.
Yeah, and then there you have it. There's our outfits today. I think couples that dress together
stay together.
Stay together. Yeah. Risa and I, for many years, have done like couple matching style. Like we really try to coordinate our outfits when we leave the house. Like it's generally pretty obvious that like those two are either very coordinated somehow in like, the world, or they're together. So we definitely try to do that a lot. I encourage it a lot. Sometimes I'll see couples and I'll be like, you know what you guys should do? Start dressing alike.
Well, at least like maybe not like matchy, but like at least like get the same vibe, so that it's pleasant to maybe look at together.
Right. Anyhow,
I like that idea.
I saw, I was thinking like when we were sitting on the train today coming to the office, we're sitting next to each other. We look very similar in approach, and like we both have our headphones in, and like maybe that seems a little antisocial, but. From the viewer, they might think, well, either those people are together or that is just some coordination that's going on here. Something's happening in the world.
I follow the, I think Subway Creatures.
Subway Creatures.
New York City, like Subway, Instagram account, where they sometimes like just show pictures of random people wearing like exactly the same thing. So like sometimes they may be similar, like random people. They're clearly not together, but like they stand next to each other in the subway and stuff, and maybe people think that we're one of those.
That's possible. That's possible. Nicholas Silva says, isn't it a famously Japanese thing that couples match outfits? At least that's what I've been told.
There's a lot of matching, I think, in this country. It's not so weird.
No. But I think Korea is the superpower.
Yes, Korea is insanely better at that. But like in Japan, it's not. It's kind of a thing that you do. I think as you get older, you don't do that anymore so much.
Maybe.
But one place you go to, Disneyland.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's not just couples. Like it's girlfriends, like groups, like even guys sometimes. Like they go there with a uniform.
Yes,
basically.
The full outfit.
Yeah. It might not be like exact items, but they do link each other, and they call it link code. It's like link coordination.
Oh, I see.
For that, and so everybody you go there is like
it's impressive. Like you'll see like a group of girls, like maybe just two friends going together, and they are like the outfits are amazing, like very Disney appropriate. and like matched to perfection.
Yes.
I remember the first time I went to Korea, it was with Brandon, and we were flabbergasted by the amount of matching couples. Like it was like, I would say that there's, what we do is like maybe we don't wear the exact same items, but we wear items that like coordinate well together, right? But in Korea, they would literally wear the exact same, and I'm sure there's more coordination going on too, but like there's a lot of literally exactly the same items, like the exact same Nike t-shirt, the exact same, Nike track pants, the same shoes, the same baseball cap, like everything the same. And I was like, wow, like that's some dedication. And like at one point we were like taking pictures of all the matching couples that we would see. It was a very interesting time. When I first really saw that. Michael says, me and my girlfriend try to match color tones.
Yes.
There you go. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I think it's nice.
Sometimes like totally matching is a little bit much, like depending on the situation. But like if you just color coordinate, like I think it looks nice, and it's not childish. I think.
Not at all. Try to do it. It's not so hard. Blue jeans, Converse sneakers. Like chances are you do have a couple of things in your wardrobe that coordinate well. And I don't know. Maybe some guys might feel it's a little silly. I don't. I really do enjoy it. All right. David Lowe says it's Davy Boy, by the way. Oh, Davy Boy, by the way. Okay, a different account. Used to watch your guys' denim stream. Well, Mr. David, thank you for tuning in and welcome back. This is it's a similar vibe, and we still talk about denim from time to time. So anyhow, if you enjoyed our previous streams, you'll definitely enjoy these ones. And we've got Boss Gamma Bunta. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but the boss is here. Hello from sunny California. First time chat, long time viewer. Finally caught the live stream. Love you guys. Well, we love you too, and thanks for tuning in. And if I see a familiar face, go Punta Cana Real Estate, the greatest real estate agent in all of Punta Cana. Hola.
The other day we were watching
Cana.
something, and then it said something about Punta Cana, and I was like, Punta Cana Real Estate. We both did that.
We know it. We know where to go if we're ever in Punta Cana. And we need some real estate advice. Okay. Well, this week here at I was about to say at Tate and Yoko, but not quite. At Wonder Looper, it's been a busy one. It's basically been deliveries and production meetings. So on the delivery front, you can see there are more boxes, and the shelves are more and more full. There's fewer empty cubbies. In fact, this whole a row of them is starting to look pretty full as well, which means we are getting closer and closer to like releasing something finally.
Yeah. Well, we were getting mostly the double heavyweight t-shirts, and there's a lot of colors because we added the Sumi and Ecru on our 6 colors.
I don't know the number offhand.
We have at least 7 or 8 colors now, so we have to wait till everything is in. We're still waiting for big ones like white and stuff.
Yeah.
So we wait for that. Once we have it, we'll immediately ship to our wholesale partners and then have a
and
date
schedule a release date. Yeah. So it's coming soon. So that's the first thing. So the very first release of the season will be the double heavyweight t-shirts. I don't know, a while back I was saying end of July. It's looking maybe earlier part of August. Maybe. Anyhow, we'll see. But from here until September, it's good. Even I would say even until the end of September, it's just going to be deliveries. We're getting a bulk of our fall deliveries in August. So as always, we ship everything out in sort of batches. So we have to wait for everything to arrive. Usually we get one color at a time. So once sort of a family of everything has arrived, so for example, FoxFibre Henleys, once all the colors have arrived, we'll be able to ship those out. And then we'll set a release date. So between now and the end of, even up until the end of October, you can expect probably a release every 2 to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like you said in the newsletter this week's schedule confirmations revealed that we will have the double heavyweight French terry at last, which we wanted.
Yeah.
I think we wanted the heavier stuff later. So we'll kick it off with t-shirts and maybe Henleys.
Right.
We will have like FoxFibre t-shirts. We have now 3 colors of that. So
Yeah.
we'll have that family released, and we will have Ultimate Pima restocks.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot coming.
there's a lot.
Yeah. The
Heavyweight restocks.
Enbras says, any idea what the second batch is going to be? The second batch is probably going to be Henleys.
I think it's going to be FoxFibre t-shirts.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right. So FoxFibre t-shirts, then probably Henleys. We might do
probably Ultimate Pima and then Henleys.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Risa's got a little bit of a...
I think.
She's better on it than I am. We will certainly keep you posted as things arrive. I know that for a fact, it's a fact, that the FoxFibre Tsuriami Iron Mordant tees arrive in our warehouse on Monday. So we're going to be packing those. Of course, we have to wait for the Fox 15, and then we have to wait for the Fox 70 to arrive. So the classic brown. So those will all be here soon. Charlie Young says, hello, I am your fan from China. Well, thank you very much. But I live in Germany now. Okay. When can I buy Cultism? When can I get your stuff in Cultism for the 2025 collection? So the answer to that is soon. Yeah. We will be shipping to places like Cultism, Redcast, Heritage, Sunset Star. This is for our European retailers. Jean Store in the UK. So these are all going to be shipping out. They're probably going to get their first batch of goods mid-April. Mm-hmm. Sorry, mid-August. Mm-hmm. So expect end August delivery. Yeah. Maybe even a mid-August release, depending on the item.
Depending on the retailer. Some people
get it up faster or slower. But
in Germany, we also have a great retail partner called
Bergen Shield in Berlin. So, yeah. Great. Also, and they have a physical store there in Berlin as well, so you can shop there in person.
I think Cultism now has a physical store in Münster.
Münster. It's attached to their office, I think. Yeah, Münster for Cultism, and of course they ship around the world. And I think most of our retailers ship everywhere. It's just the Europeans tend to ship in Europe, the Americans tend to ship in America. It's just it's just the way it goes. But yeah, the answer is for our releases and our retail partner releases, we try to coordinate everything. Mm-hmm. Not everybody releases the exact same day. Sometimes we might ship something to a retailer and we have a release date scheduled, usually maybe like a week after, like we expect it to arrive in their hands. Sometimes things get caught in customs. Sometimes they're just too busy. They're getting a lot of receipts from a lot of their brands also, and they're just going to delay their release, which, it happens. So, but for the most part, most of our retailers try to release at the same time as we do.
Especially the new things.
Yeah.
But, things like double heavyweight t-shirts, restock things, maybe it moves a little bit faster and we're not so coordinated in terms of like that one.
Yeah. Like a double heavyweight t-shirt or like a restocked item, for example, they can release it faster on their website also because they don't have to take photos. A lot of we have photos for our website, and some of our retail partners will use our photos, but some retailers, they have their own style and things like that. So they have to take their own photos. They have their own photo studio on the schedule for all that stuff. So again, releases can vary a little bit here and there. For the most part, everyone releases at the same time or around the same time. Sometimes it's just a matter of like the same day. Like I might say the release date is August 30th. Somebody might have a 10 a.m. release, 11 a.m. release, 10 p.m. release. So follow your local retailer. Follow us. We try to, if we know when a retailer is going to release something, we'll put that information out there. And also in our newsletter, when we have a big release, we also put out a list of all the retailers that are sorry about that. We put a list out of every retailer that's getting everything. Mm-hmm. So you know where to shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If you have any questions about releases, we're here for you. Okay. John says, "Hi guys, when is the FoxFibre t-shirt going to be back in stock? Thank you."
Soon. Again, we don't have the date yet, but FoxFibre t-shirts is gonna be the next, like I said, after the double heavyweight t-shirts, likely. So maybe by the end of the month, maybe a little later than that, early September, beginning of September kind of things. But we don't know the dates yet. Please subscribe to our newsletter or check back on our website. There's a page called Restock Schedule or something like that.
Let's go visit that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to the website. Okay, so if you go to our website, wonderlooper.com on the internet, there you go. It looks just like this, a beautiful website. Wonderlooper.com, you can see, all the menu items here. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you see something called Release and Restock Schedule. Click right there. And as soon as we have a literal date, the date goes in, right? Now, I understand it says fall 25. That's for some people, that sounds pretty general, but that's when that's as far as we know. The second we have like a very good idea of when it's going to come out, we're going to post that information right here. So you can always check this area. We update it as we get information. So as soon as we have that, it'll be right here for you to see. Of course, we'll announce it everywhere else. But if maybe you're not on Instagram or, reading every newsletter, you can always check back here. All right. And as far as the colors go, we've got 3 wonderful new colors in the FoxFibre Tsuriami t-shirt. We've got, of course, the classic, the 70B. So this comes in, what's the GSM on this? It's like hold on. Oh, I can tell you. I think it's 220. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of numbers in my head. 228. It's very close. So 228 on the Fox 70B blend. So it's a nice heavier weight. It's not a flimsy light tee. It's got some nice heft to it. It's not the heaviest t-shirt that we make, but it's definitely a heftier t-shirt. Tsuriami knit and with a custom yarn made just for us. And this is sort of the classic, FoxFibre color. When you look at the cotton itself, which we have, we got a little mini bale right here.
So cute.
Yeah.
Very nice. So this is a miniature version of a bale that, the yarn spinner would get from America. It's just they come in a pallet.
Giant ones of these. They weigh I don't know how much they weigh, but they weigh a lot. Maybe half a ton.
Yeah. And then it's So anyway, so this is the color of the cotton as is. And then, it's actually very interesting because this is before, this is the cotton, the cotton comes in this shape. Right? This is familiar to most of you. It grows in this shape. It's like a cotton flower. And then they pick the cotton, and then that's the next step.
Yeah.
So this is before all the ginning and, cleaning of the cotton. So it has a lot of, a lot of things in here.
Yeah, they call it trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that because we don't really have this form. We didn't have this form in our hands before.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see.
Yeah. So that's sort of the classic color that everybody knows and loves. And of course, with some different techniques, you can get some interesting different variations. So this is our Fox 15 blend, which contains 15% FoxFibre. 70% is a mix of ELS organic cotton and organic cotton. So it's a blend of 2 kinds of organic cotton, conventional organic, ELS organic. I think I might have got those confused before, but it is a blend of conventional organic and ELS organic along with naturally colored organic. So 3 different kinds of cotton to combine here to get this lighter, sort of more ecru. It's not quite ecru. I mean, ecru is a much more white than this, but
I would call it like milk tea kind of color,
Right.
or cafe latte.
Cafe latte. Yeah, it's a very nice
Yeah,
color.
it's very subtle. You said 70%, but you meant like
Sorry,
85%.
85%.
Yes.
I am not a
wrong.
mathematician. I used to think I would be one day, but it's
You were
difficult.
wrong.
I was wrong. You know, I'm trying to think of what my lowest. I never went past high school math, even like. Yeah. But I mean, like in high school, we had like in my high school, we had. If you're from Ontario, Canada, there was grade 13, and like grade 13, they don't have that anymore. But grade 13 was essentially like college level, but we would do it in high school. And I went up to grade 12, and even then, I was just like, I remember like my worst ever grade was English, proudly. But my other ones were definitely in math.
I mean, high school math is hard. High school math is another level from like middle school. Like it's a big step, I feel.
Okay, you grew up in this country where your middle school math probably surpassed what we learned in high school.
Maybe.
I can just imagine. Like, I just know, just demographically, I'm just gonna say it like this. The kids who didn't grow up in Canada didn't hold a candle to the kids who grew up elsewhere and came to my high school with their math skills. That's all I'm saying.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did take SAT.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go to American University right out of my high school. So basically up until the first year of high school, I was like taking, because you can choose like you're going math science way or like, literature and language and history and that kind of way. And I took this course up until the first year of high school. And that's when I realized that, you know what? I don't think I'm cut up for this. So I switched gears on the second year of high school. And then, to me, it was just like a failure of my math skills. But then I took SATs and it was just ridiculously easy.
Yeah.
And you can use calculators. And I was like, what is going on here?
Right. Yes. Bingo. So anyhow, needless to say, I'm not great at math. That said, back to t-shirt talk. And so we have t-shirt time.
This is the 70 brown FoxFibre yarns, which is the same yarn as this one, but we had it iron mordanted.
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yes, iron mordant. So a mordant is a substance that you would first treat a material before it dies, before you dye it, so that the dye would adhere to it a lot better. And now with this, because there are tannins in the FoxFibre cotton itself, the mordant actually changes the color of the material. So this one is a iron-rich mordant, and that makes this color tone very, very dark. It sort of it's like a blackish brown tone to this. So
it's a pretty like significant change.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful color. Obviously this is a beautiful color, but this is also just know.
It's another level.
Yeah.
And again,
still dye free.
Yeah, it's still dye free. Still a little bit of snowy on there. Look at that. There you go. You can't escape. And you can see it's got a great depth of color and range here as well. It's not a uniform color, so you can see that there are varying degrees of darkness in that tone. This is going to be for a fall release, for those who are wondering. So that is the Iron Mordant FoxFibre Tsuriami t-shirt.
Yeah, so these are gonna be, somebody asking, it's for what is it? It's for the fall. Yes, it is. They're coming very soon.
Yes.
In maybe in your world, it's a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But in real people's world, it's at least a few weeks.
Okay. Either or, one or the other. Whoa, I almost dropped my coffee.
I want to show off
right.
our new.
We got some new.
We shouldn't have gotten new cups because we said that no more cups a long time ago, but we found these new ones from Fire King Japan.
Yeah. Wait. I gotta show this side first. So it's a nice summery sort of feel. We've got Charlie Brown here on first base, and this is my chance to be a big hero. So we got the old Peanuts gang here,
blue, and then got this like ivory color with red. Got the Snoopy kissing. What's her name?
Lucy.
Yeah. And then you'll always be first choice in my player draft, sweetie. And with the tiny little cute Woodstock.
That's great. So yeah, and we actually bought even more. Anyhow, we'll show those on another day. Yeah. But we have Office Fire King mugs now, just because we can't resist a good mug.
Yeah,
I just can't do it. I try to stop, but I can't stop.
Snoopy and Fire King, it's hard to.
I can't stop. I won't stop. I'm gonna have them all. Collect them all. Yukon Selvedges, I still have nightmares about ordinary differential equations, third year university math class, solid 50, which was definitely a mercy pass. Hey, I my opinion in high school was 50 is pass. I just need 50, man.
Also, third year university math class. It's
a lot more advanced for me. When the math started including letters, I was out. I was done. I'm
early.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
X was bad.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Yeah. I'm like, this is math class, not English class. Where are these letters coming from? Those aren't numbers. Oh, they represent numbers. Or when the numbers got smaller, why is that number so small? Stop it. Just make it normal sized.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much for me. BD says the Snoopy Museum is on our future trip list. Yeah, I would. Yes. I would like to visit as well.
And we haven't even gone to the one in Japan.
Yeah, there's a. I also, for like all the Snoopy like mugs we have, I don't have any like Schultz artwork.
Yeah.
I would like to get some.
We're looking for one.
That'll probably start to happen. I haven't bought movie posters in a while. I was on a long run of like movie poster buying, so I might switch over to Schultz work. Okay. I got another thing to show. We just got these too. They're very cool.
What is it?
These.
Oh yes. Yeah. So our very kind yarn supplier sent us a bunch of things to kind of decorate the office with, which is a great gift. These are the yarns that we use in the products, basically. So this one's Fox 70B Iron Mordant. This one is the exact yarn that we use in this t-shirt.
Yeah.
So in this t-shirt, it's all this yarn, just this yarn, knitted together on a Tsuriami machine, and then turns into that. Yeah. And then that one is
this is our 70B. So this is also our custom yarn made for us, and then we have the
15B.
Yeah. So 3 different shades, and it is interesting, that you can, with a little bit of, maybe what's the word? I had a clever word in my head, now it's not there anymore. But the different things, even with the colored cotton, you can still do, many, many different things to achieve different outcomes. So it's not just one color, but we're going to be able to achieve a lot of different colors. One thing I'm looking forward to doing down the line, and it is I would say in the works, because this is something that we discussed this week also, is doing like a melange yarn to sort of get that more heathered look on a t-shirt. So those are some things that we'll be working on as well. Yeah.
So the same ingredients, different recipe.
Right.
And it becomes a lot of, obviously this one has Iron Mordant, so it's a little bit of additional spice in here. But, these things like, there's another, it's actually interesting. I'm going to show it off.
Riz is going to get it.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of props now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got this one also. I think it may have been a hint from my supplier that maybe we could add another color to this. So basically, this one's 15, this one's 30, and then this one's 70B.
Yeah.
So when we wanted to do like a lighter color version of this, we thought maybe 15 is good because it's, you know, it's still not like Ecru or anything. It really does have the brown in it. But apparently Fox 30 is very popular.
Yeah.
So it's on this screen, it's hard to see the difference, but it actually in real life, it's pretty different.
It's a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
Maybe 15% more warmer. Maybe.
So.
Somebody tell me. I don't know what the ballpark that. There you go. Yeah, it is on this screen. It's a little hard to tell, but this is a little bit darker than this one. So maybe. Or
maybe somewhere between this and this.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I think we can do a little bit more with this series.
Yeah. Daniel says, what about other colors of FoxFibre such as green? Yeah, so green is on the horizon. It's just a matter of availability. Our supplier did give us an update on that because basically
we were kind of asking a lot. And he finally gave us a timeline. And it's actually on track to it's already in the works. So
it's being grown for us. And look, unless there's some sort of catastrophe, maybe a bad crop yield, they don't get, maybe they're not going to get hurricanes out there. But anyhow, will they? Anyhow, I don't know. But if there's some, horrendous weather occurrences that screw up the crop, we should have it for
spring 2027.
Yeah.
When the likely.
Yeah. So
maybe we can push forward. I don't know, but it's I think it's safe to say spring 27. So I'm kind of counting on that.
All right. So we'll stick with that one for now. Nicholas says, I was wondering why the colors looked all weird on my end, but it turns out I just had my blue light filter on. There you go. Yeah, every monitor is a little bit different. Even this camera, I don't know. I don't know if I got to play around with the lighting a little bit because I don't think it's the most color accurate right now that it could be. Anyway, those things we'll always try to improve our setup here and there. Brenton says with regards to math, Frog Fractions is the best web-based math game. The last time I played a math game, it was called Number Munchers, and that was in grade 1.
Grade 1.
Yeah.
What is Frog? What's it? Frog?
I don't know. It's probably.
I sometimes actually, because we're on a Duolingo plan, and I'm taking French mostly, but I added math in my thing, and I don't do the math lessons because I think I picked the wrong level because I was very conservative about my math skills, and all the lessons are just like ridiculously easy. So I just I kind of got tired of it, but the mini games that they have,
they're fun.
They're a little fun. It's like I do that just to.
I used to enjoy Sudoku when I would play. There was a Nintendo DS game called Brain Trainer or something like that. Some one of those games, and it had Sudoku on it, and I would play that. That was kind of fun.
Yeah,
I know. Brain Age, Junior. Brain Age for the DS for the last math game I played. Me too. Yeah, that's it. It was a lot of fun actually because it made you do like fast math. Like it was like a lot of simple games like 4+2 and that kind of stuff, but it would make you do it real fast and then it would time you. And then I played the Sudoku part of it. But here's the problem when you play video games is that when there's a score involved, like time, your goal isn't to get a good math score. Your goal is to get a good time. And then at some point, I think I figured out that you could just scribble in a certain way and it would register that as the right answer. And so I would just like speed run the math part.
That's why it didn't help.
That's why it doesn't help. Yeah, because I was just like, I'm just going to win instead of learn. So, what are you going to do?
Go put the camera. Says my math got a lot better once I started putting currency symbols in front of the numbers, which is true because on Duolingo it has this mini game called Cash Dash, and it basically like just pops up like two like sets of like monies. And like it's either plus or minus, but you pick the ones that is beneficial to you, right? So like if it's a plus, like you pick a bigger number, but it's not just numbers. It's like like two like however dollar bills or like times like times like seven what do you call it, one eighth or like 7/8 or things like that. So you just pick the number that if it's a negative, then you pick a smaller number.
I see.
But you have to do a little bit of math like on the spot, and that just really helps. I think it's more fun because it's money.
All right, well I'll have to check that out. Gopin Canada says, "Show me the money." That's right, Jerry Maguire. George says, any thoughts on making polo shirts in the future warp knitted like the Sunspell Riviera? Now, I'm not familiar with that particular shirt, but as for making polos in the future, I'm not opposed to them. I'm just not opposed to them. I'm just not...
We're not polo people.
Yeah. I never personally wear polos.
I used to wear polos when I was a kid, but not since I was like...
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I think maybe down the line there's like I will leave that door open.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's anything that we're going to get into
like
right away.
Cardigans that you have something against.
Cardigans I'm morally opposed to.
Polo shirts are actually a good like as a piece of garment. I think it's a good thing. I just don't know why I don't wear it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a t-shirt, but formal.
T-shirt with a collar.
Yeah. And now, would we put a little thing on the chest? A little tiny snowy?
That'll be cute.
That'll be cool. That could be fun. We could actually easily get those made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or embroidered.
Yeah. So the answer is...
Perhaps, but not in the immediate plans.
Yeah. Melody Murray says, good to see you. I'm going to hem my ELS recycled cotton and FoxFibre Tsuriami t-shirts. Can you recommend a high quality thread brand that would match these colors?
I think I had, yes, because when I made the pillowcase out of the FoxFibre fabric, I did find a thread that I bought online, but it actually ended up matching. But I don't know what the...
Send us a DM maybe and
but it's a Japanese thread brand, so I don't know how available it is.
I would say that if you're not going to do the hemming yourself, like you're going to bring it to a tailor shop, they probably have something in stock that's going to match.
Yes, especially I don't know which color of ELS you have, but like those colors are definitely available. It's just maybe Fox might be slightly off. But in terms of quality, I mean, most tailor just use like a poly cotton thread or polyester thread, and I think that's fine. It's just a matter of some people just like have a point to like make things in cotton thread, for instance, and then we do too, like when we have t-shirts for natural dyeing, because we don't want the seams to be like stay white and everything else dyed, that we do have the factory make the same t-shirt with the cotton thread. The reason that we don't do it for everything is that cotton thread does have weaker
it doesn't hold up as
not as strong.
I would imagine the tailor shop will have a wide assortment of thread colors. So just so long as they're matching it like pretty close, and I think that's what they're gonna do, I think you'll be okay there.
Yeah.
For just send us a DM and Risa will double check the one that she got,
yeah.
and if it's available in your region, That's the one Risa would recommend.
Yeah.
Okay. OG Track says, are you all doing more Tokushima hand dyed double heavyweight T-shirts? Are we going to do those again?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
When would that be if we're possibly going to do it?
I don't know. We haven't really done anything for it. I gotta look at the schedule. I think last time we did it, it was like January delivery, was it?
I don't remember.
Sometime in this winter, I feel. Anyways, I'll look it up. I think our aim was to maybe do it like once a year.
Yeah.
But we do have the new natural dye.
Yes.
Coming up, which is we're working on it now. Which is the we showed off last week. But it's the Amami Oshima like natural dye called Teichigi. Sharinbai. There's a bunch of names for it. It's this dusty pink kind of color. With dorozome with mud dye.
This one is the mud dye one.
Yeah.
So
I think this might be maybe taking the indigo spot for the year. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we will definitely see. I would like to do another run of the double heavyweights for sure because I think people really enjoyed those. So anyway, we'll
these are we're planning on doing these on the ELS recycled cotton t-shirt base.
Yeah. And hold on, I just want to get a nice close-up, extreme close-up, of this guy. And you can really see the texture in this fabric and how it picks up the dye so nicely. So you get a little bit of color variation here mixed in with the texture to really, make a very interesting t-shirt. And you got these nice colors here as well. So as for pricing, we're still working on that. We're still waiting to hear back and put that all together for you guys. Availability is supposed to be for spring 26.
Yeah, late spring at this point. Probably.
Probably. So, we'll keep you posted with this batch. This is the first of our spring-summer 26 samples. We're expecting to have some more soon. And that's the all three dyes in one t-shirt.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole shebang. Michael Scott style. Can I get it all?
The works.
Yes, the works. This is the works. We're just gonna call it the works. I called it the triple crazy before, but this is the works. This is the works. Oh my god, that's the right answer. There you go. So we got the works right here. There you have it. Could you please put both Iron Mordant together? Both Iron Mordant together. Oh, this one is not Iron Mordant, but I will compare the two just so you can see. It is kind of.
It is though. It is because I'm not going into so much detail because I actually don't know too much about it yet. But
this is Iron Mordant with dye, and this is Iron Mordant on fiber on FoxFibre. So this is like a white cotton t-shirt that is natural dyed, and then or Iron Mordant then with a natural dye. So the colors are different, as you can see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you have it. And of course, the textures are different as well. Weights are very similar. They're in the same range. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he said the dyed versus FoxFibre. Yeah. All right. So we got that. FoxFibre two-tone striped shirt. That's
striped shirts I'm not opposed to. I never really wear them. I would say the last time I wore a striped shirt was probably when I was wearing polos. I had some striped polos which I thought were pretty cool.
I have those the French, what do you call it, like kind of style
the St. James style.
St. James, yeah. It's I like that look. I'm not against striped shirts. It's just that it's not necessarily our focus right now, but we are going to do some striped socks at some point in near future.
Yeah. I don't know if we mentioned it, but socks are in the works.
Yeah, socks with FoxFibre.
Yeah. Socks with Fox socks.
Socks, fox.
Socks.
Fox socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. So that is in the works right now. It's actually being sampled.
Shortly.
Anyhow.
We're working on it. We're
working on it.
actively working on it. So we have kind of had some ideas put together, and one of them is more of like those athletic style striped with socks with stripes, but done with FoxFibre.
Right.
So
And then the first batch, tentatively, this is just excited Bahzad talking. We want to have it ready for holiday season. So
specifically Christmas, not so much like Thanksgiving, but maybe.
Yeah, you usually don't exchange gifts on Thanksgiving.
Right.
You give thanks, and then and
yeah, but holiday season kind of sounds like you kick it off.
Nah, holiday season means Christmas, and then the miscellaneous, holidays
Christmas,
around it.
New Year's, Hanukkah.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Kwanzaa, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else happens around that time?
I don't know. I don't want to leave anything out.
I don't want all of them. We support all of them. There we go. But yeah, the idea is that we will have them in and around that time, ready for yourself, ready for the winter time to keep your toesy woesies nice and cozies, or for you to give away to a loved one.
Yes.
Or someone you hate who you're trying to gain favor with a nice gift.
We don't ask questions.
We don't ask questions.
Yeah.
We just ship the socks. So that is the aim. So once we have samples, we will show you. But right now, it's all in the works. It's all in the works. Foxy Soxies, says Mr. BD. And Go Punta Cana Real Estate says Family Mart socks style. Well, Family Mart socks style are Family Mart socks. Which are, like, I have to admit.
I have some of them. It's good.
So for people who don't know, let's show it. Because it's a really incredible product. And, like, you would think, like, who would want this? But enough people do it.
It's such a...
It's a great idea. And
so Family Mart, if you don't know, is the chain of convenience stores in Japan, and one of the biggest ones, like competes with 7-Eleven and Lawson.
Yeah.
So 3 like big ones, and one of them. And their colors is just green and blue. Like that's their brand
Very
color. Everybody
iconic
can
colors.
recognize that. And so they came up with the socks that using that specific color, and I think it went so well that they keep like making different variety of colors.
Yeah.
And so Family Mart actually acquired AMPM, the convenience store chain. So AMPM doesn't exist in Japan anymore, but because of that background, they made the AMPM color socks of this, and those were very difficult to find.
I see.
And I finally found one, and I don't know why I didn't buy 2, because I bought one. Oh, that's the one.
This one here.
Yeah.
AMPM. I mean, it's an old American, convenience store chain.
But when I was a kid, it was around, and that was my favorite. So I bought the socks, and I've been wearing it. I wish I kind of bought another pair to see.
And now the other convenience stores are getting in on all the action. So if you see a Family Mart in Japan, that's what it looks like. And all their stores have this signage.
And go up a little. So this one,
this guy right here.
This guy right here it's not a great photo, but it's the color of their chicken. You know how they have
their fried chicken.
Yeah. So that's the color of the packaging for chicken.
Interesting. And then I saw here some Lawson. So Lawson's another.
Lawson copied this idea.
Yeah, they totally. Hey, a good idea is a good idea.
Yeah.
So they totally went with it, and now they have their own. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if 7-Eleven got in on the action, but. They sell them right there in the convenience store. So you go in there, there's a wall of socks and things
and they sometimes have special editions or like regional colors for sports teams. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not trying to sell a Family Mart socks. We're trying to sell Wonder Looper socks.
But if you come to Japan, You're gonna end up in Lawson. You just will. There's no chance you aren't.
Mart, you mean?
Family Mart.
Yeah.
Buy some socks.
It's not bad.
Yeah, they're worth the like. They're not expensive.
$3,
yeah, $3 or $4,
like
something like that. Go Punticana says, I purchased Family Mart socks and then found out that they were by designer Hiromichi Ochai. Ochiai.
Yeah, like Family Mart does this like thing called the everyday wear or something like that. Like a line of clothing. So they don't only have socks, but socks is like maybe a lot of people buy that at convenience stores. So they are putting like, I think Indigo was involved with that.
Yeah,
and
probably.
you know, they're just trying to push that. But yeah, I mean, those socks are it's a great idea.
It's the convenience stores, like the convenience stores in Japan are really, you know, I think once you start like, you know, maybe you go down like the Japan YouTube rabbit hole and you're like, you know, follow some of the YouTubers here. A lot of them are very talented. They do a great job of like being like, I think, you know, great messengers and you know, spokespeople for Japan and, you know, all the different things that go on here. And like, there's always like a Japan convenience store video, and there's usually often like a number of them. And like, there's a good reason why, because the convenience store here are bizarrely handy. Like, number one, they carry all the products that you can imagine, nice and clean, and like there's an incredible variety of food that like you would actually want to eat. It's not just junk. And then they also have things like there's an entire like stationery section. Like you know, if you're at work and you forgot a pen or a pencil or a notebook or something that you need, they have a whole section for you. Oh, it's a hot, sweaty day and you just sweat through your shirt? No problem. We got button-down shirts for you. You're like, they have like a small basic assortment of like, you know, office wardrobe stuff that you may need in an emergency.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're everywhere and they have these things, like if you do run into some sort of wardrobe emergency, the convenience store remarkably has you covered.
Yes, and on top of that, like what made the convenience store is so convenient was like you can ship packages from there, like the you know, like you know, they have Lawson is tied with postal office, so like you can buy postal office things there and then, you know, send from there. You could also like do a lot of government paperwork things that you normally, like before that you would have to go to like a city hall or like some kind of government agency for it. You can now go to the convenience store. They have a machine that kind of like works with the government, you know, ID system, so that they can scan your ID and like, you know, make sure that you're getting the one and stuff like that. So it's actually very convenient, especially in the countryside, you know, like, you know, like Japan's aging population is like, they're not like, they have to do stuff still, but they don't really want to travel so far or
so they just do
use
a
the
lot.
internet, for instance. Like they don't always buy stuff on Amazon, so they can, you know, just go to the convenience store. And convenience store is just like the lifeline for a lot of people. So it's like, you know, the industry is ginormous, and I think some of the things that they do are very, very, you know, large scale, and they do interesting things like hiring, you know, like a proper designer for like
for the convenience store wear.
Clothes.
Yeah. Somebody was asking if these socks are new. They were here in Japan recently, and they didn't see them. These have been around for a while. Sorry, plus Jan says, when did they release these socks? I was in Japan this May, and I don't remember seeing those. They've been around for a while.
For a long time.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. So you might have just...
Maybe you went to non-Family Mart convenience stores. Because Family Mart, every one of them at least has socks and towels.
Yeah. You might have just glanced over it. Or because sometimes they're in those packages, maybe you think it's a towel or something. Anyhow, it's possible to glance over it and not really see it. But yeah, those have been around for a while. Junior says it's always good to have extra socks when traveling.
It's true.
No doubt. BD says, I read there was a train station vending machine for ties and white dress shirts.
That does not surprise me.
Wouldn't shock me at all. I would say that office wear is very standardized in a lot of ways. Like if you're on a busy train in the morning and it's like, everyone's going to work, the amount of like white shirts and like, black jackets, that's what a lot of men just wear. There's like a very standard like office guy outfit, and they're not wearing t-shirts to the office here. They are not. That is not a thing. Like,
and I wonder, like, Uniqlo in Japan, like a big portion of it is kind of like the office guy or girl's like, outfit, right? Like there's enough part of that store that's dedicated to kind of like the business casual kind of look. And I wonder if it's the same in like Uniqlo locations overseas, because it's not as important of a,
not at all. I really wonder what things that, like, the chain stores here in Japan don't make it overseas. Yeah. Lena's asking about my jacket, if this is part of the fall collection. It's not. And you say you need one, head over to your local army surplus store. I guarantee you they've got something like this. You'll get one for pretty cheap. Maybe like 2 weeks ago we were at a shop and they had not exactly this, but they had like a rack of ones just like this, and they're all from Europe and United States. So different countries have different camo patterns and things like that. So once you sort of get into it, you might find your favorite camo pattern. But yeah, just head over to your local army surplus. You'll find something like this, no problem, real cheap. Go Punta Cana says, if someone will buy it, rest assured there's a vending machine that sells it. In this country, the answer is yes.
The other day we found a vending machine, or like it's more like a coin locker but works as a vending machine, so you pay and then you can open the locker, filled with like a bunch of bread from bakeries, like a proper bakery stuff, but like in a bundle. It's like a lucky bag.
You get a bag of bread, all different kinds of variety, and they just had it.
Weird.
And like you can get fresh eggs. Like if you're in the countryside, they have a lot of these ones where it's like
the vegetable stand and like
and sometimes this is Japan. That's what I love about this country. Sometimes it's not so much like you have to put the money in the machine and then it opens the door. Sometimes the door just opens because there's no lock on it, and there's a box that says, everything here is like $1 or $2. Please pay. Yeah. And so there are a lot of those, and it's like, it's amazing. It's just incredible. It's like they'll have eggs, they'll have fresh vegetables. It's like whatever the farmer has, it'll be right there, and it's pretty incredible.
But it's like that, like we talked about this on live stream, like a vintage store, not vintage, but like a secondhand clothing store that is unmanned. Yeah. So it's basically like they have a security camera and stuff, but like it just basically you go in and you like pay the machine and you take what you want. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how
that is very trendy with the vintage stores. Yeah. And it's definitely a minority. They're few and far between, but you will find vintage stores here that are completely unmanned. You walk in, there's a bunch of racks, everything is...
It's more like thrift store. It's not like a vintage. Like it doesn't have a lot of good things.
Yeah, it's not the best stuff. I think they know they know that this is all potential to get lost. So they're not putting like their premium items here. But the fact that these places exist is incredible. And I remember there was a national news. It was on the news that some guy had stolen something from one of these places. And he had come back a couple of times.
He repeatedly, he did a lot of times. Yeah. It wasn't like 2 times. It was like 5, 6, 7 times.
And so finally, when he was confronted, it was like 7 cops. Like the whole police force showed up to like stop this guy. And I'm just like, this is unbelievable. Like, it's just like the amount of shock and disbelief that they're just like, I can't believe somebody stole from the unmanned store. I'm like, you shouldn't steal. Of course, you shouldn't steal. And whether it's manned or unmanned, but it's just like, I just find it amazing that like so many cops showed up and it was on the news, and it was obviously on the news to be like, even with this, we don't tolerate it. So like, don't do it. Don't do it. BD says scandalous. Indeed, it was scandalous. Vish R says, will the showroom be open for appointments in late September?
I think so. It's yeah, like in 2 months.
Yeah,
It's definitely possible.
possibly earlier.
Possibly earlier.
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like,
We wanted to make sure we had enough inventory, and now the
Yes.
inventory is stacking up. So
Yes. The only thing that may take time is like the tax-free thing. So we
Yeah.
talked about it in depth last week. So if you want to listen to it, you can go to last week's live stream. But in order to have like the tax-free, like a lot of stores in Japan are tax-free. So if we want to get that thing, I have to do the paperwork, and I don't know how long it takes. It may take longer than two months.
right. But it is gonna happen soon. Elaine says, the socks like in the movie F1. I haven't seen the movie F1.
How is that movie? Because
I'm curious.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Dennis says, I like that in the movie Perfect Days, he gets his coffee every morning from a vending machine. Yeah, very common.
Yeah. But nowadays, the convenience store has a fresh brewed coffee
Yeah.
for maybe $1 more than the vending machine
Yeah.
coffee. So it's definitely worth it to walk to a convenience store and get a fresh coffee.
Yeah. But canned coffee is they come in these little tiny cans, and they're everywhere. Every vending machine's got a bunch. Every convenience store's got a bunch. There's a zillion varieties of them. But yeah, canned coffee. I remember when I used to travel to Japan. Back in the days when I wasn't living here but traveling here. I really also just enjoyed getting a nice little canned coffee.
Yeah. The thing about canned coffee is like I can stand the ones with milk. But there's no coffee. Basically, there's no. I don't know why. There's no canned coffee that has milk
And
but
no
no
sugar?
sugar. It all has a little bit of sugar. And then the black ones. And the black, like I was drinking coffee black at that time, but like black coffee in can is just not a good combination. It doesn't taste
Doesn't do
good.
it for you.
It does have the metallic-y taste.
Right.
So, anyways.
Who here went on the coffee snob sort of path of black coffee? I remember when I got into coffee, at one point, we're all casual consumers of coffee. You get a coffee at the coffee shop when you feel like it. But then I think we all began like, I gotta drink coffee every day, which I do now. But when I first started, getting my grind on the Chemex and getting the whole system down, black coffees, only black coffees. I was very much and I was a snob about it. And then I realized that, no, man, I like it with a little bit of milk, and that's okay.
I actually didn't, I never got into like coffee snob days, but like when you were into coffee snob days and stuff, like I was drinking black coffee before that. Like I thought that coffee was best black always, even when I was drinking canned coffee. But then I think you introduced me to the world of coffee with milk.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know what? This is nice. And also it helps me consume milk, which I hate. And I don't know. I thought now I'm not going back to black coffee. I don't think.
Yeah. I just prefer coffee with milk. I like lattes. I have no problem with a latte.
Oh, latte is too much for me. Too much milk.
People get a little antsy about lattes. I'm like, no.
Antsy?
Yeah, they think they're not cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yukon Salvage, milk and coffee equals upset tummy for me.
I think, yeah, maybe you're a little bit lactose intolerant, but like I think latte is way too much milk. That's how I figured. Coffee with little bit of milk, perfect.
Right. BD says, I'm always a black coffee drinker, just how I take it. Iced, I might add oat milk. All right. Here's the, as a kid, I thought that this was just a normal coffee order. And I just thought that this is what coffee tastes like. Was a Tim Hortons double-double. if you've ever been to Canada, or if you're in like the northern parts of America, there's some Tim Hortons restaurants. There's just like a chain coffee donut shop that we have in Canada. They're expanding around the world for some. I think if you ask a Canadian, they're like, why? Like, because the weird thing about Tim Hortons is that no Canadian is like really proud of Tim Hortons. Like, no Canadian is like, no, they got the best. Tim Hortons is like the struggle. Like, I'm like, oh,
it's there.
It's just there, and like that's why Tim Hortons does so well in Canada, is because they are just there. Every hospital, every airport, every rest stop, every mall, they are just there, and like you're like, it's there. It's fine, right? You're nobody's like, man, I really need to get this, but some people really. Like, when I was a kid, because, you don't know what coffee is. You go to the donut shop, here you go. Okay, donut, double, here we go. Double is 2 creams, 2 sugars. It is a sugar bomb. And, like, you're just drinking that thing, and it is unbelievable how much sugar is in that. And sometimes you'll be in line, and you'll see, like, somebody ordering, like, a triple, or a quadruple, 4 cream, 4 sugar. I've seen it, and it's just like, I'm like, is there any coffee left in that thing?
But they must be also ordering the biggest size.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Because double in the small size and double in the large size is a different ratio, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's 6 a.m. and I just need a coffee and a donut. That is Tim Hortons. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I just need a coffee and a donut. It's open. It's here. Fine. Mm-hmm. I will get it. But, but I would say that, I'm sorry, anyway, I'm not going to say it. Yeah, no Canadians. I don't know where I was going with this one. Anyways, yeah, that's what I used to think coffee tasted like, and then I expanded my horizons a little bit. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Punta Cana says, Bustelo Cuban Espresso, pure fuel. This is the real nitro.
Espresso?
Yeah. Espresso is just nitro. Yeah.
Espresso drinker, like just people who drink espresso on its own, like every day. I just don't understand it. They're crazy.
I like espresso tonics. I like a tonic water, pour the espresso over ice, tonic water on top. That is a drink, my friends. I love that. But
also latte, it's espresso. I mean, like espresso needs to be mixed with something.
Yeah,
water,
just a pure espresso is real rough. I used to go to a place with my friends, and I remember he introduced me to espresso. These little tiny Italian cups. I'm just like, this is just darkness. It's hard to drink on its own. Mm-hmm. It's a tough one for me. Mm-hmm. All right. I saw somebody. Justin, hello from Montreal. My family and I love your clothes. Great job. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in from Montreal. Okay. John Ake says, hey, just checking in. Hope you guys are well. Just got out of an air show. You guys like planes? I do like planes. I'm not a plane expert by any means. But I think
people expect you to be.
I think they're neat.
They are very
They're
neat.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
Okay, there was somebody who had a question about socks that I can't seem to find. Okay. Elaine says, how tall are the socks we're talking about? Tall enough to go over boots?
Depends on the boots.
Yeah, it depends on the boots.
But I think we're just going with the regular socks height.
Yeah,
which is...
they're not going to be extra long.
No.
Yeah. I don't have it on hand, the length, but anyway, once we have all that sorted out, we'll get that information out there to you. BD says, anything else that we've not seen in a bit you can preview again? You know what? That's a good question, because this is one thing that I'm very excited for the sample to arrive. It's the ringer tees. Mm-hmm. So I have these.
Yeah, we don't have the ringer tee samples yet, but we do have, I think this we may have shown, but this is the color.
Yeah.
Color set.
The color set.
Yeah.
So we have this sort of like Ecru gray. It looks very beige in the lighting here. But
it is like Ecru with like heather.
Yeah.
We call this the oatmeal kind of.
For some reason, anyway, I don't find that on my screen that the color is showing up particularly accurately. But expect it to be like a much creamier, lighter color, and then it'll be paired up with the Fox 70 on the collar and on the sleeves. So we'll have some ribbed sleeves, and then we have a darker sort of brownish cream with gray mix with the Iron Mordant collar and sleeve ribbing. So that's going to be sort of our vintage style ringer tees that are going to come for spring summer 26.
Yeah.
This is the fabric sample. This is the color sample for the ribbing. Now we're just waiting for the product samples to arrive. So hopefully soon.
Yeah, sample should be coming in, trickling in the next few weeks. What else? Yeah.
And then, for those people who haven't seen, we previewed these a couple of weeks ago, but it's been a little bit. But we have new Super Looper colors coming for spring summer 26, and so with the Super Loopers, what we try to do is keep the colors fresh. So some colors will get retired, so it might just be a one season hit. Sometimes they might come back. But the idea is that we keep the colors fresh, very sporty in tone. So we've got some very fun colors coming your way for spring summer 26. In addition to black is changing a little bit for this collection, spring summer 26 collection. Before it was a little bit more faded. Now it's going to be a lot more like solid black color tone, right?
It's still It's just some people said that the Sumi black that we had in the previous Super Looper Sumi black was a little bit on the greenish side, so we kind of got rid of the greenness a little bit. It's still not like jet black, but it is a little bit more
black.
Yeah, a little less Sumi, maybe a little more conventional black.
Yeah. So anyhow, we'll when we have that sample, we'll show that one off. Heather Gray comes back, and then Burgundy from Spring Summer 25 is going to come back. That was a very, very popular item. So we're going to bring that one back. We had a lot of people who wanted it. They missed out on it, so we're going to make that available again. And then we're offering a bunch of new colors here in with the orange. So you can see the outside and the inside here. Yeah, that very towely like texture. We've got the purple.
This purple came out really, really nicely. It's got the vibe of sports teams.
Yeah.
Purple.
Classic sports teams colors. We've got the green. Again, a little bit more of a sporty green. I think I think tennis with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more, like on the screen, it kind of looks like our first season Super Looper green, but it is a little bit more toned down.
Yeah, it's a
little bit deeper.
Yeah, a little more muted. And then we've got the classic, I call it like a steel navy.
Yeah, this is also very nice navy. Classic. Yeah. And for spring, we're also adding the Ecru and Khaki for Ultimate Pima. So we don't have the colors here yet, but those also should be coming relatively soon.
Yeah.
In sample form.
I think that the theme of our live streams is coming soon. A lot of coming soon things. So there's a lot of things in the works. Yeah.
It's a lot of waiting around time for us.
Yeah. Okay, Justin says, love the shorts / pants, but we need zippers. Something to think about for next time. Oh, a zippered sweatpant? Is that what you're asking for?
I think we're not making... Well, like if we were to make a zippered sweatpants, I think we should be more like trouser style. Or...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure of that.
But we forgot to mention that Super Loopers now are not going to be available in shorts this season. It's going to be available next spring. It's going to be available in sweatpants, which is the first time we're doing
Super Looper
sweatpants.
Yeah, and then at the bottom of the hem, they will have a drawstring so that you can tighten the bottom if you prefer to have a tight bottom on your sweatpants, or you could just leave it open and it'll be the same kind of hem as the sweatpants that we already make.
Like
or if you
open
never plan on making it tight, you can just pull the string out and
just a regular
hem. So they'll have some new versatility with those sweatpants. Them is missing patient. If Wonder Looper socks are on the way, what about headwear like a toque or beanie?
Patient.
The missing.
Sorry, I was just, we are talking about it.
Yeah.
We are not as progressed in the progress as we are with socks.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Yeah.
We're thinking about it.
Definitely. If for us, it's like, I think one thing that we would like to do is, because we're developing a lot of these yarns, and so if we can use the yarns in more than one way, it allows people to enjoy that yarn. You know, at some point, maybe you have enough t-shirts, you know, maybe it's just not, or a t-shirt isn't in the budget right now, but you really, really like that yarn, right? You really, really like that look. You want to enjoy it. So if it comes in a toque, or if it comes in socks, or maybe, you know, it comes in a Henley, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt. So we're going to try and incorporate, you know, some of the very special yarns that we do in more than one way, so that you have a variety of options for that.
And it really also allows us to develop more like variety of yarns from scratch, because, you know, making yarns, like custom made yarns, is like higher, you know, minimums than just making a custom, you know, fabric or, you know, things like that. So every time you go deeper into this step of custom making something, like, you know, go back to closer to the source, the minimum gets bigger and bigger. So if we have, you know, ways to use the yarn not for just one item but multiple items, it lighten the loads for us, and also you have more options as a customer. So I think it's a win-win situation.
Right. Yukon Selvage says, any suggestions on how to pick the right size of hoodie or shirt as a gift for someone? By the size chart, my wife would be an extra small, but I got a bit of anxiety around that. She's usually a women's medium.
It depends of, like, you know, the body shape, but if she's woman's medium, extra small and sweatshirts, I think shouldn't be a problem. T-shirt, because of, you know, the body type, like it might be small, but like just make sure that you measure her t-shirt, like her own t-shirt, the chest. If that fits like within the size range of our extra small, it shouldn't be a problem, because usually for women, like wearing like unisex men's, you know, sizing, the issue is the chest width. So just measure that.
Yeah, measurements never lie, right?
Measurements
size
do not
tags, you know, different brands, different regions of the world. You know, a medium might mean a lot of different things, right? So as long as you got the measurements and the measurements line up the way that you want them or need them to be, then you should be fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? I have a question that came in from the Instagram. You know what? If you're watching, I'm answering your question live. And I should have responded to you in DM, but anyhow, here it is. Maybe you're watching live. The question was, I found out that my $2, I guess, t-shirt that they used to garden has no side seams. How is this possible?
So the common misconception.
So just in a nutshell, the question is, why is my cheap t-shirt seamless? You know, I thought expensive t-shirts are supposed to be, you know, the you know, everyone talks about tubular construction, and when you're talking about all these sort of, a lot of these heritage style t-shirts, why is my $2 t-shirt the same as those expensive ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think the common misconception is that just because it doesn't have a side seam, it's the tubular construction, that it is a very high-end fabric. And it is not the case. It's usually, it goes Okay, so there's the whole world of cheap t-shirts, right? Like, massive brands that sells impact tees, very like underwear type t-shirts that are mass produced because of their efficiency. Well, first, let me start with the fact that almost all of t-shirts in the world, the fabrics are knitted in a circular shape.
That's right.
It is knitted like this. And depending on the size of this, the setting on the machine, you can have a t-shirt that is no side seams. And the massive companies who are making tons of t-shirts and, variety of sizes, because they're making so much at a time, that it's more efficient for them to knit the fabric in each size. So, small, medium, large, extra large, it all has a different width. But if you knit the fabric in that shape, then you don't have to do the cut and sew for that part, right? You can just use the width exactly as is.
So this is a common knitting machine, something like this. And it will knit in a circular form.
Yes.
The fabric is going to come, the knitting sort of happens around here, if you can see my cursor, which you can't. But this is common. So this is just how knitting jerseys and such are made.
So the circular knitting is just a standard. It doesn't matter how expensive or how cheap the t-shirt is. The fabric is knitted on a circular shape. And the difference between the side seam t-shirts and non-side seam t-shirts are usually just that availability of that size, right? Like if you're a smaller brand, assuming that you're not, making tons and tons of t-shirts, usually the fabric manufacturer are not making fabrics for you, right? Like you're buying the fabric that's available already made for a lot of the customers or a lot of the brands to use. So if that kind of matches up with your sizing, then you can, as a smaller brand, you can also get the tubular body construction. If your sizes align with everybody else's sizing and they already make those fabrics in these different width, that goes directly at, becomes a t-shirt like a body, then you can have the non-side seam t-shirts in smaller scale production as well.
And the reason, I would also say that the beauty of a circular knit fabric is that when you're in the production part of things, cutting and sewing, there's less cutting and sewing to do because the body is already the shape of the size that you need. So they knit it to size.
Yes.
And so,
common sizes. Yeah. That's why, like I said earlier, those massive brands, they may have their own, specifications, but they are massive enough that they can, specify the size for each size, and specify the width for each size and make the fabric like that to, pursue more efficiency. And then other brands that are smaller, maybe they're not that level, but if they're aligned with massive amounts of fabrics that the fabric maker is making for those purposes, then you can also use that as the body. So, sometimes you see a massive brand and then explain to why the side seams don't exist on those. And then you also see a smaller brands that are not as expensive, but, in terms of like, luxury t-shirts realm, they're not like, they're regular priced, but they also have side seams and they're more independent brand. That also explains why, if they're going with the standard sizing of t-shirts, then they can also make t-shirts that way. And on another one, we have Tsuriami. And Tsuriami often is a smaller machine. So that means, like, when Bahzad was showing, like, a lot of those machines that you saw, they can knit a really, really wide, like, circle. And those generally are meant for cut and sew. nobody's making a humongous white t-shirt. They're just making it, they're just making it for cut and sew purposes. But with Tsuriami, because so that's the sinker.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
So that's a sinker machine.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is, for example, that's knitting our double heavyweight French terry. Mm-hmm. So this is what we're recording right now.
Yeah.
And so you can see that it all comes in one giant,
tube. Yeah.
tube,
It is pretty
right?
big. With the second machine that you see here, yeah, this is knitting a pretty wide fabric, as you can see.
Yeah.
So obviously you're not going to use that as
a
body.
tube. So you're gonna cut that fabric because you can make a big tube, you can cut it, and you can be very efficient with that one. And then this is the Tsuriami machine.
Yes. So again, as you can see, Tsuriami machine has a smaller tube usually. This one also, I don't think it's going to be used as a tubular. But the thing is, like, if you're making a t-shirt of a certain size, you can use this tubular fabric as is. And like even Tsuriami fabrics, there are ones that are just meant for like running fabric, the fabric that the factory always makes, and they can sell it always to bunch of different brands, and they have standard sizing for those fabrics as well. So even with Tsuriami fabric, you can do a tubular body, not necessarily always custom. The issue with that is that it might be okay for like a Japanese brand level of sizing, but for North American or Western kind of sizing, there's no Tsuriami machine that can make like extra large with kind of thing. So
well, yeah, I mean they can, but the chances are they're not going to, because if you're going to specify like Western sizing for Tsuriami knits, your production better be pretty big, because the downtime it's going to take to set those machines for your sizing is going to be so high, and it's going to increase the cost so much that it's really not worth it. And they probably don't even want to do it.
They say they don't want to do it because as is, Tsuriami fabrics are very much high in demand, way more demand than supply. So the machines are really backed up. So they're not interested in making fabric, changing the setting of a machine to make, a couple hundred meters of a fabric.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That is so inefficient.
If you're going to run that fabric forever, like if you're going to run that machine like for every hour of operation for months, okay, they'll probably do it. But if you're just going to do like one production lot, there's no chance that they're going to do that for that machine. They're not going to take that down.
So again, like there is a misconception that just because it's a
circular body,
tubular body, that it is a Tsuriami fabric, and that is completely not true. It has nothing to do with that. The Tsuriami fabrics tend to be made smaller, so like some brands you just use it tubular as it is on t-shirts or whatever. So I think that's why the misconception kind of started.
I also think that, with selvage denim, for example, you flip the cuff of the jean, you see the selvage edge, you're like, okay, that was made on the vintage machine. Whereas with t-shirts, the difference between like a more modern like sinker machine versus like a Tsuriami machine, the differences are not...
There's not a
there's no signature, right?
Yeah. Like,
if you go to the knit construction with a microscope, okay, you're going to actually see the technical difference here, and then in terms of the feel and how the garment or the fabric is going to stretch and retain its shape and that type of thing. Those are where the properties are going to show up.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you're going to be able to immediately point to.
Yes.
And of course, like part of it is also the heritage of it and keeping this sort of craft alive and that type of thing. So there is definitely a misconception that, oh, no side seams? Okay, that must mean it's Tsuriami knit. Well, why is this t-shirt $2? Well, this t-shirt's $2 because it's made on a modern machine in a just ultra efficient
Yes.
Maybe there's more to it than that way. But yeah, that the fact that there are no side seams is not an indication of or not of quality.
Yes.
Some people, I've also heard the opposite argument where people say, well, oh, it's cheap because it doesn't have side seams. I'm like, well, it's technically cheaper to produce in terms of the cut and sew because there's one less operation, or maybe many more less operations, because you don't have to cut the fabric and you don't have to sew down the side seams. But if those sizes are the sizes that you need, then it's just efficiency, and efficiency is good. In our case, the tubes for the Tsuriami machines, they don't align with our sizing. I think when we look back at it, it was like we could get up to size medium as the biggest size.
Sometimes it might be even possible with the large, but that's a stretch. Yeah. And like our peak is large. So if majority of the t-shirts that we sell, or half of the t-shirts we sell even is not tubular, then why would we do that? Because it's so confusing.
Right. It would really split things up. So instead we use as big a tube as we can use for the knitting, and then everything gets cut and sewn and cut and sewn as efficiently as possible, because it's a very expensive material, but of course there's going to be some wastage there. But yeah, side seams for me, it's it allows us to take some very, very premium materials and be as efficient with it as we can. And so it's not necessarily a sign of quality or not quality. It's generally just a sign of how this production process is going to take place.
Yeah. And I think this is kind of the part of the difficulty of like knit, fabric, garment, cut and sew world, that it is just not as, simple and, like easily learnable, right? Like it's way more complicated. It's hard to point to anything when it comes to I'm just comparing selvage denim and loop t-shirts and things like that. So it's, I don't know, I think in jeans world, selvage denim, it's easy to identify. It's just a matter of knowing or not knowing, and even the details that you sometimes comes across, like hidden rivets and things like that, it's easy to spot. And there's a lot of things that makes production more costly, more higher quality with t-shirts that you can't easily just tell.
Right. I mean, with our t-shirts, we do a lot of flat seam construction. I think that's sort of maybe a signature of our brand. Other brands do it too, but we certainly like flat seam construction, and we utilize it as much as we can. And that is so that you can have a sort of more seamless construction. So even though we don't have, while we don't have tubular bodied t-shirts, the seamlessness of the flat seam construction allows it to be as close to that as possible. And the less stuff you feel on the inside, for me, the better. And I think it's a really neat detail that we like to utilize on our t-shirts. Like if you look on the side, if you're wearing one of our t-shirts right now, flip it up, look on the inside, you can see that seam is flat. It is nice and snug. Other t-shirts, you might have that little bit of flimsy material hanging around.
Yeah. So that's why, like, it's kind of hard to like sell quality on cut and sew, I think. But it's just like for a lot of people, t-shirt is a t-shirt, and you can buy it for $5. Then why would I pay $100 for a t-shirt? And
to be fair, I'm not trying to convince that guy.
No, not at all. But I think we really we can only exist because we have platforms like this where we can talk about why we make things that way we do, and it's just that.
And what goes into making the things, like a t-shirt, you're right. I mean, it's just like anything. A watch is a watch, a t-shirt's a t-shirt, a car is a car. It's what goes into all of those things. And I would say the layman's argument is, oh, for a t-shirt, I'm like, because you always get, no matter what hobby you're in, you're always going to get hit with that. You'd pay how much for a toy? I'm like, well, You know what I mean? And like, you're like, I know I'm not going to convince you in this situation, but at the very least, there's something that you like. There's something that you like in whatever it is that you enjoy that would seem ridiculously priced to a normal person.
Yeah.
And that just applies across the board for everything. You know, whether it's tools. Sometimes I follow like tool Instagram accounts. Like, I don't make anything. I don't know how to make anything, but I follow these accounts because like they make really cool tools, and they do all these little short videos on like how they make stuff. But sometimes they make like these limited edition tool sets, and I'm just like, man, I could really use a tool set right now. That looks like a nice tool set.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, even, you know, people who like to do art, you know, they'll buy like really expensive markers or pens or you know, oil paints, and like for some people they're like, what, for like my kids paint with their fingers? So why would I spend $200 on this paint, right? You know, there's a difference, you know, for the people who are really into those worlds.
Yeah, and knowing makes it fun. Like, you know, if you're just buying the cheapest stuff that you can get in that category, then it just gets like a little bit, you know, like it gets boring. Like when you get into like details, and it's like it might not be necessary, but knowing that makes you feel like, oh, I can get this.
Right.
Like, you know, it's like that's better.
Right.
And I don't know. I think that journey is really what's interesting.
Right. So anyhow, at this point, I think we're preaching to the choir. A lot of people get it, but yeah. Anyhow, some people, you know, they're still figuring things out. They're still learning, and so, you know, that's what makes the difference between, you know, the mass market T-shirt with outside seams and sort of the upmarket T-shirts that also don't have side seams. It's not just about, you know, the machine.
Yeah.
What's going to create those cost differences, at least in our world, or at least the craft world, is what goes into that T-shirt.
Right.
Right. So anyhow, that's I'm sure we'll go over this topic many more times to come over the years, and even as I'm sure we're gonna learn little things here and there that will will
but we were
us.
just talking, you know, like in denim, like there were days that like most of the information was like, you know, just kind of like
Yes.
rumors.
It was all the American machines that Japan imported to make all the selvedge denim.
Yeah. This is like the pieces of information that I kind of like.
That rumor.
Yeah.
When I first learned about Japanese selvedge denim, it was the Japanese imported all the old American machines. The Americans were getting rid of them, and the Japanese bought them up. And so the Japanese are making all the old American denim. And that rumor, years and years. That's all I heard. That's all I knew. And then finally, you know, I joined Naked and Famous. We go to the mills, and I'm like, going to the mills for the first time, I'm like, where are all these American machines? These all say Toyota on them. And then they're all like, there's no American machines. There's never been American machines. It's always been Japanese machines. I'm like, well, then how did this rumor last for so long? And then every now and then I'll see, like, maybe I haven't opened up a GQ in a long time, but like, you know, you get like one of these kind of magazines, right? And they're talking about, oh, raw denim, the trend, and Japanese denim, old American machines, and these things that they never die, right? And I think in the forums everybody knows that is not true. But even then, somebody might have been turned on to raw denim because they were in some denim shop somewhere, and the guy at the store said it, because, you know, they're not really tuned into, like, you know, the Reddit world, the forum world of like fashion. So they, you know, they don't have like, the rumors haven't been dispelled yet. They just heard it from another guy and from another guy. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that like we're still learning in this, you know, this realm of the, you know, maker world, apparel world.
But yeah, just like that, like we have a lot of like incorrect information or incomplete information out there about, you know, t-shirts and sweatshirts and that kind of world. And I think our you know, like our personal interest and also the interest for our brand is going to be learning more and sharing the knowledge and like spreading the correct information. So
so that's it. Junior says lazy journalism. Yeah, you know, I would say that in like some of this stuff, at least in the fashion world, it's not important.
Yeah.
Like, whether it was they imported the Japanese machines or not, nobody dies over that information. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's not
right.
good.
That's not good. But I just remember.
But I think part of it is because like when you think of like fashion, it's like, oh, like this brand did this, and it's like this brand is a great say denim brand, and like let's ask the designer what this what it is. Like, let's ask the expert of like denim what how this came to be or whatever, and you go to the designer of a brand that makes jeans. Usually that is not a good source. The good source of information would have to come from the people who are making denim, or people who are involved in much more like closer to the source, right? Like there's a big journey from cotton all the way to garment, and if you're asking the garment side of person like what it is that makes it this quality or whatever, you can get bad information. No, I'm not saying that all of like fashion designers don't know anything. That's not what I'm saying. But like a lot of the times, maybe they have very limited information because they're not dealing with people who are making the fabric. There's so many steps in between.
Yeah, and I would say that maybe for larger brands, like the designer is more of the concept guy, guy, girl, person. This is the collection. This is what we're trying to do. And there's also a team underneath them. So like there's the team who does, the knitwear. There's the team that does the wovens. There's a team that does outerwear. Like, so, and within that team, you might have people who are just like, I'm just here for business, man. Like, I know how to get a t-shirt made. I know how to get a button-down shirt made. We're going to get that button-down shirt made. We're going to get that price down. And then you'll have the people who are on the team who are the nerds who like try to balance things out a little bit. It's always a different, like when you're dealing with big companies, a lot of personalities. And I would say that the fashion world, how can I say it? There's a reason why we're not rocket scientists.
Yeah. No, but
I'm just to throw a little shade on our industry. I'm just gonna say it. Me excluded, because I'm me and you, because we're the smartest people in the world. It's not full of the smartest people. There are smart people in our industry, but there's just a lot of fluff, and you know why they went into the fashion industry. And unfortunately, some of those people who are they're not very smart.
Well, yeah, but aside from that like the reason why I mentioned that is that like that's kind of a common thing to ask the front person what's and ask them like, oh, like you are the expert on jeans, for instance, and then maybe in certain cases, I'm not saying that it's not at all the case, but at the same time, if you want to know more about fabrics, get the information from the fabric person. If you want to know more about yarn, get the information from yarn person. That's kind of the thing that is important. And obviously we're talking about this, and we're not the fabric people, we're not the yarn people, but we have direct connection with them, and I think that's very important for doing what we do, and not just be another brand that is just
right. Sorry, I might have kicked the camera, but a lot of brands, the way they operate is that they just deal with the fabric people, right? Like you or not even that close. Like you'll deal with like a fabric agent.
Exactly.
So like you're the person who's the salesperson
the
of the fabric. What do they know? Basic specs, whatever it says on the fabric card. Do they know much about it? How deep it goes, or like none of that. Like so. Like in the vast majority of the fashion world operates at that level. And then you get into our craft world, right? There's a lot of brands in our craft world that, you're dealing with the fabric guy. Maybe the fabric guy is working directly at the mill, right? And not some agent who sells like, the fabric collections of like, 40 different mills. You're working directly with the mill. So the mill guy whoever your sales rep is there, they generally know a lot more about fabric. But if they don't know some answer, you know what they're going to do? They're going to call downstairs, and then the guy who's, on the factory floor is going to come up and be like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other thing. And then if they don't know, then they're going to call the guy at the yarn supplier. And then, you know what I mean? Like we've been in denim meetings like that where it's just like, okay. And then like within 20 minutes, it's like 3 different people from 3 different departments are all giving you all their feedback on something.
Yeah. And that's like at that level, like people are not trying to be like, I'm the authority, right? Like everybody's like, oh, this is my, this is my area. I'm like expert in this, but I'm not expert in this. Whereas like, I think on the front end, it's hard to kind of, a lot of people have a hard time saying that I'm not the expert. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit more like surface level. You need to be like, like kind of, you need to know everything,
right?
Or you need to act like you know everything, kind of thing. So that's, I think.
But have you even been there? Talking about experts.
Oh.
Have you ever been to the region? Anyhow, somebody might get that reference. We'll see. Hayes T says, dealt with salespeople like that in interior design, and they have a script and a price sheet, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're good salespeople, maybe, but... I
mean, there are, like, places where that person is necessary and, is the perfect person for the job, but, you don't interview that person for... about the history of interior design, for instance.
Yeah, John Aches. Haha. Unfortunately, true in most industries. Yeah, a lot of people like that out in the world. Okay, BD says snack time today. Yes, indeed, we do have some snack time today. We're gonna leave it up to you. You know what I'm gonna do first. You know what we're gonna do first. Oh, some people know that. Some people know the answer to that. Have you even been there? But we're going to start a poll. We're going to go... You're going to see it. Hold on. I didn't spell that right. You got to spell things right. Or X. Okay. The poll starts now in the chat. We've got 2 snack times today. You guys tell me, and Risa, because Risa's also important, what you guys want us to try. We've got the Caribbean jerk style, not jerk store, but jerk style Pringles, which I think are going to be kind of spicy.
I don't know. It says like a perfect amount of spice.
Perfect amount.
So it's probably not deadly spicy, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. And then we've got the opposite, which is X candy. It used to be candy, but then it converted to Islam and became X candy.
And it's forbidden sourness, it says.
I see. It's forbidden. Wow. Sourness. There you go. So it used to be candy, or it took on another name due to its religious view changes. I'm not sure. It doesn't quite clearly explain that, but all I see is a extremely angry person with some sour candy. I hope it's very sour. Your sour glands are excited. Okay.
Wow.
We've got some what's going on here in the why it's not showing me. There we go. All right, the poll is still going. We're very close. Caribbean Pringles 55%, X candy, sour candy 45%. We've got the sourest of all candies. I don't know actually if it is or not.
It sounds pretty extreme.
It sounds extreme. I have seen online that there is some company that sells what they call the sourest candies in the world, which I do want to try.
Yeah.
I have to import them from America. And we've got Caribbean Pringles. This one is going to Jamaican me crazy with these Caribbean jerk style Pringles available here in Japan.
It's like what do you call it?
Meteorites.
But you know why I think this may be seriously sour is that this shape and like the texture of the candy looks like that like insanely like sourest candy that we saw on the
sugar crystals look big. I'm surprised that it's getting close. It's really head-to-head here. 52%, 48%. KMX's sour candy. Look at that packaging. How can you not try those sour candies? Well, we're going to go based on this poll, which we're going to give up. It's got 27 votes. You guys keep voting. Let us know what you want, and we're going to get there. We're going to wait until it says 3 minutes ago. Until that hits the 3-minute mark.
Wow, it's on 50-50 now.
Okay, keep voting. Keep voting. Because as soon as that hits 3, it says 3 and we're at 50-50. So, the tiebreaker, whatever number goes up next is what we're going to pick. So if you haven't placed your vote yet, do it now and we will try it. A lot of people are very, seemingly in the chat, they're very vocal about sour candy wins and poll. Sour candy won in this straight up.
Okay.
Last second sudden death. Okay, sour is pulling. We did it. So we've got the X candy here. We're gonna open that up. Big B bam. Oh. That's the forbidden candy. Don't eat that part. It smells like soda.
Oh, it smells great. It smells like candy.
Go for it.
Sorry. Oh.
Yeah, now you have to too.
I'm gonna go with blue. I like blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with green because it looks like toxic waste.
Yeah.
Okay. It just smells like a soda candy. Okay. It's a lot of sugar or sour crystals on there. I'm not sure what to expect, but we are going to find out.
Do I like? Is it a candy?
Yeah.
It's a hard candy.
Yeah.
It's big. Oh. It's really sour.
Wow. Holy crap.
Be careful not to scrape your top.
Wow. They are not joking.
I'm not joking. It's very sour.
Whoa. Holy. That's wild.
It feels almost so salty. Doesn't it? Isn't it weird that extremely sour things taste extremely salty?
Like, I have it on the side of my cheek now because I can't put it on my tongue. It is so sour. This is crazy.
Like, okay, I'm finished with the outer layer. The outer layer, I thought was like the sour powder.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you know what? After the outer layer, it gets better.
You cannot give this to a child.
No.
Like.
Oh, thank God, I'm done with it.
Like if you're in 3rd grade, this is probably like gonna blow your mind. But if you gave this to like a little kid, that's gonna do some damage. They'd spit it out immediately. This is crazy.
That's intense. That's very intense.
I was not expecting that. There's very few things in the world that you would just buy and it is as advertised.
Yeah. I mean,
candy was
spicy things sometimes is very spicy.
I find that spicy things are mostly not as spicy as they claim.
Yeah, but sometimes it's real, like it's more spicy than they claim. You know what I mean?
As soon as you get over that sour part, takes a minute.
But also the part of it is that size. Because if it's smaller, like you don't really like, I think the impact is in the size because it's size and the jaggediness. It hits the top of your mouth and I think it's painful.
I'm going to buy a couple more of these packs. We bought this at Don Quixote. I've never seen these anywhere else. I only actually ever saw them at Don Quixote. But I'm going to buy a bunch of these just to have them around. This is crazy. Wow. Anyhow, if you're in Japan, go to Don Quixote and get yourself a pack of these. These are crazy. No, I just wonder, there's that brand that makes like the sourest sour candy. I wonder how much more sour they are than these, if they even are. Mind you, this was like $5 for this pack. And those other ones are like double-digit prices. Like, they're expensive.
The people who make this, not in our neighborhood.
Really? We got to give them a call.
Local candy.
This is nuts. X candy.
Oh, would they make Wonder Looper candies?
We can ask them. We can definitely ask them. It's going to be snack time for the store. When you come and visit, you might get a pack of candy. That's incredible.
Kind of expensive, though, I have to say.
Sour Patch versus Warheads. These are like a way more extreme version of the Warheads. Way more.
Maybe they just want to discuss which one's better.
Junior writes Garrett and the Naked and Famous crew to try them. You know what Garrett will do as soon as he puts someone in his mouth? He'll be like, "That's not sour." He's like eating spicy food. He's like, "That's not spicy." I'm like, "Bro, that thing is spicy, man." He's a real man. He just doesn't want to show his real feelings. Alan says, we have a donkey in Honolulu going tonight to pick one of those candies to try. I hope they have it in Honolulu. Look for it. It's definitely worth picking up. Okay.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I'm going to leave it there.
My mouth, it's still like, that's kind of annoyed.
Wow. That's the sourest candy I've ever had in my life.
It's way more than, because sometimes we buy like a super sour candy, and it's delicious.
It's right. And it's fine. And like we give it to our niece and she eats it, no problem.
Yeah. This one's
I would never give this to her.
No.
This is
until she's like 12.
A tween. She could like it and then she'll be like, no, get that. That's poison. Get that away from me. Okay. We're going to leave it there, everybody. That was a fun snack time. It's been a fun hangout in general, as always. Everybody, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. We're going to bid you all a fond farewell. We'll be back again next week for the Wonder Looper live stream, the greatest live stream in the history of all live streams. Do something nice for yourselves and
for somebody else.
And
have a nice weekend.